tell, the stage is set for actually my first ever interview with Farewell. I'm very excited about it, and I think I hear the guys approaching now. So come on in, guys. Ready for your first interview on the Jesse Oquist documentary.
Yo, yeah, y'all know what time it is. 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 Here to turn it out with the mic in my hand. It's the man with the master plan. I'm here to turn it out with the mic in my hand. Yo, yeah, y'all know what time it is. Yo, yeah, y'all know what time it is.
Hey, come on in here. Come through. Watch the cable. Hey, everybody. I'm going to do my interview now. So I'm going to, of course, utilize the skills that I've learned from the great Matt Pinfield. So we'll just see how I'm able to pull that off. But you ready to roll? So here we are. It's actually hurting my voice. How is the voice playing out? Is that good? Does that sound like him? Is that how he interviews? And what do you think?
I don't know who you're talking about.
Guys, how do you think the voice? Did that sound like? Because you guys have probably been interviewed by Matt.
Oh yeah. You're right on. Don't worry about it. You sound great.
Okay.
Just like him.
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit more King Kong in there, but.
Yeah, you know what? The thing about him is he's so hairless, and I am more of like the King Kong because I think I'm taller. He's probably pretty short.
Throw some of yours in there.
Exactly. Okay.
Some of your spice.
So yeah, I will continue with I like that. Okay. Got Marshall Davis on the vocals. He's actually pretty quiet normally, so I'm finding out. Kevin Carter on the guitar. Will Andrews on the guitar, and Buddy Bell on the 4-string guitar, also known as the bass. And Jeff Ellis is the drummer over here. This guy, yes. Guys, let's talk about your influences. I mean, that's no one is an island. No one's ever started out saying I've invented rock and roll, and no one's influenced me. Even Mozart had influences. I don't know if they're the same as ours, but still had influences. So, what do you guys? What's your influences?
Our influences.
Hold. Are you getting any of this audio at all? You need to speak up into my mic.
Our influences.
Stand up. You want to come on over?
I think one of our biggest influences is a band called Green Day.
So you think Green Day is an influence?
Of course. We grew up, in the 90s.
Yeah, I understand. Green Day is not really of an influence. It's more of like a band that you liked. Like, you liked the album Dookie. But, influences are really more like the Beatles, the Rolling Stones maybe, Led Zeppelin.
Yeah,
so
not so much.
Yeah, okay, you don't have to I'm not the biggest fan of Rolling Stones. But, Led Zeppelin. You guys like Led Zeppelin?
Yeah.
That's an influence, not Green Day. Or you guys are gonna say NoFX is an influence? The New Bomb Turks. You're gonna say that's an influence? Yeah. See, not really. See, the influences are much more on the classic rock, not more of are you gonna say Newfound Glory is an influence? Because that's maybe Will.
So
Okay,
do they have to be?
I could maybe see you guys saying the Ramones are an influence. Maybe, they're 70s and 80s, but maybe you need to refine your influences a little bit better so you get real influences instead of bands that you liked.
So in order for them to be influences, they have to be arena rock bands from the 60s.
Possibly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
Not limited to, but those are real influences. What about famous people? I mean, you guys hung out with famous people?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yes. Yes, famous
That's
people.
cool. Yeah. I've hung out with
All the
famous
time.
people. Just this few months ago, I was at this karaoke club in New York, right? And singing these songs, and this Filipino guy, he was a good singer, and he said, "See that girl over there? That's Kevin Costner's daughter." I'm like, oh, "That's cool." And FYI, her boyfriend is a heck of a good karaoke singer. He's really good. Yeah, I think they go to NYU, and that's why they're in New York. But so you guys meet famous people and stuff? Yeah. See, that's what I was thinking. That's cool. Here's a question. You guys have been on the road for a while, right? Last couple of years or so, kind of off and on, and there's lots of crazy stories about bands, like say Motley Crue, right? On the road, just going nuts. And you guys have been on the road for for a while now. What do you guys think is the craziest story that you've heard that Motley Crue has done on the road?
Can I say a story about Ozzy Osbourne?
It's more of a Motley Crue segment.
Okay, Motley Crue. I heard Nikki Sixx injected whiskey or heroin into his veins, and another time actually died and came back to life.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
That's crazy. Yeah. What'd you say?
I was gonna say that I heard that he had died and came back to life.
Okay. Well, he already said that.
Yeah.
So for an interview, it's like you don't want to rehash the same old thing. It's kind of like.
Pick it up. We need new
I don't
stuff.
know. I don't know any other stories that.
Well, that's cool.
Nikki Sixx has a hot girlfriend.
That's awesome, man. That's crazy stories.